Hello and welcome to the next episode of our Let's Look At series, where we continue today with the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Unearthed Arcana. I believe we stopped with 4th level spells, and we're moving on to 5th level spells. For magic user, that is. So we've got Avoidance. For Avoidance, by the means of this spell, the caster sets up a natural repulsion between the affected object and any living things. Self-explanatory. Dismissal. By means of the spell, a magic user on the prime material plane seeks to force or allow some creature from another plane of existence to return to its proper plane. Okay, kind of like banishment a little bit. Dolor. By means of the spell, the magic user attempts to force compliance or obedience from some oppositely aligned or hostile creature from a plane foreign to that of the spellcaster. Okay. Fabricate. Leomund's lamentable Bellborment? Hold on a minute. Leomund's lamentable Bellborment. By means of this spell, the magic user causes a combination of fascination, confusion, and rage upon one or more creatures able to understand the language with the spellcaster speaks. Okay. That's weird. Sending. Level 5, really? By means of this spell, the caster is empowered to contact a single creature with whom he or she is familiar with and whose name and appearance are well known. Okay. It might have been a level. I don't know what level it is in 5th edition. I can't remember. Chain Lightning. Oh, this is 6th level spells now. This is... Where does... This is 6 now. Chain Lightning, Contingency, Ensnarement, Eye Bite. That's a good one. Mordenkainen's Lucubration. By use of this spell, the magic user is able to instantly recall any spell he or she has used and otherwise forgotten during the last 24 hours. Okay. There's also some art. Just a little bit of art. This book has been kind of sparse with that. Transmute water to dust. 7th level spells. Banishment, Force Cage, Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion, Sequester, Teleport without error. Kind of need that. Torment. How far? We have a little bit ways to go. True Name. The spell enables a magic user to have great power over any living thing which has a name, generic or individual, known to the spellcaster. Okay. Weird. Volley. 8th level spells. Binding. Wow, Binding is long. Demand. Autoluke's Telekinetic Sphere. This spell is exactly the same as the 4th level magic user spell Autoluke's Resilience Sphere, with the addition that the interior of the globe is virtually weightless. Anything contained within it weighs only 1/16 of its normal weight. Okay, so I guess you can pick it up and stuff. Sync. When the magic user casts a sync spell, he or she must chant the spell for 4 segments without interruption. At that juncture, the subject, creature, or object will become rooted to the spot unless a saving throw versus spell with respect to a creature or a saving throw versus disintegration for an object with magical properties is successful. Okay, makes sense. Those were 8th. Yeah, this is 9th. Crystal Brittle. The dwemer of this spell causes metal, whether as soft as gold or as hard as adamantite, to turn to a crystalline substance as brittle and fragile as crystal. Okay, that's gonna suck. That's gonna suck. Energy Drain. Mordenkainen's Disjunction. When this spell is cast, all magic and or magic items within the radius of the spell, except those on the person of or being touched by the spellcaster, are disjoined. That is, spells being cast are separated into their individual components, usually spoiling the effect as does a dispel magic. Okay, that makes sense. Sucre. Illusion of spell cantrips. Colored lights. Oh, by the way, I figured it out. It was prestidigitation is the cantrip I was thinking of last episode. Dim, Haze, Mask, Mirage. This cantrip lets the caster cause an area to appear to be something other than it is. Don't know what I expected there. Noise, Rainbow. Is this the same one? Yeah, let's see. By the means of the cantrip, the caster brings into being a plane of pastel colors, which exactly duplicates rainbow. Okay, so it's different. He or she can cause this 30-foot long, 1-foot wide band of color to arch into a bow-shaped, remain a ribbon, twist and turn, etc. In any event, one end of the rainbow must be within one of the caster when the cantrip is cast. So it's not the same as that one spell where you have to have a rainbow in view. To Delusion. This cantrip is virtually the same as Phantasmal Force spell in most respects. The caster creates a two-dimensional illusion of whatever he or she desires. If any viewer sees it from an angle of more than 45 degrees from its horizontal or vertical viewing axis, the nature of the illusion will be immediately apparent. Kind of cool. It's kind of neat. First level spells, Chromatic Orb, we know that. Look at it. Just a tiny little orb. Just a tiny little orb. Phantom Armor. When this spell is cast, the illusionist creates a quasi-real suit of plate mail. The semi-illusory material covers the subject and actually gives some real protection unless the opponent actively disbelieves in the armor, saves versus spell, or else a dispel illusion or dispel magic spell is cast upon it, or a wand of negation affects it. Until gone or disbelieved, the armor protects the wearer as if he or she were in a plate mail, AC 3 and armor type 3 as well. That's kind of cool. Phantom Armor. Here's another one. Read Illusionist Magic. This spell is the same as the first level magic user spell, Read Magic, except that it applies only to spells usable by and used by illusionists. Okay, that was a little hard for me to read for some reason. Spook. Second level. Alter Self. Ooh, more art. Some it's randomly scattered. Ultravision. That's not Intravision. Infravision. Ultravision. Except as noted above, this spell is essentially the same as the 4th level magic user spell of the same name. Again, that doesn't help. Note additionally that creatures with high intelligence might be able to detect invisible creatures by use of ultravision, either naturally or magically bestowed. Whispering Wind. By means of this spell, the illusionist is able to either send a message or cause some desired effect. Okay. The Whispering Wind can be prepared so as to travel as many tens of feet underground or miles above ground as the spellcaster has levels of experience. Okay. Delude. By means of a delude spell, the illusionist is able to replace the aura of his or her own alignment with that of any other creature within a 3 radius. Okay, that's kind of cool. Phantom Steed. When this spell is cast, the illusionist creates a quasi-real horse-like creature. This creature can be ridden only by the illusionist who created it, or by any person for whom the illusionist creates such a mount specifically. That's kind of cool. There's a lot of illusionist spells that I'm reading them because I just do not know them. This was 3rd level spells, by the way. I'm yawning. Phantom Wind. When this spell is employed, the illusionist creates a wind which cannot be seen or felt. This movement of air does, however, serve to blow light objects before it, flutter curtains or drapes, flap loose clothing, fan fires, and move clouds of gaseous material, such as wall of fog, a fog cloud, or a cloud kill. That could be pretty cool. That actually could be pretty cool. Wraith Form. When this spell is cast, the illusionist and all of his or her gear become insubstantial. The caster can be only hit by magical weapons of +1 or better, or by creatures otherwise able to affect those struck only by magic weapons. 4th level spells. Dispel Magic. This spell is essentially identical to the 3rd level clerical spell of the same name. An illusionist casts this spell as if he or she were 2 levels below actual, i.e. a 9th level illusionist casts Dispel Magic as if he or she were 7th level. That's weird. Kind of weird. Rainbow Pattern. By the means of this spell, the illusionist creates a pastel glowing rainbow-hued band of interplaying patterns. The effect is the same as a hypnotic pattern spell. However, once the rainbow pattern is cast, the illusionist need only gesture in the direction he or she desires, and the pattern of colors will move slowly off in that direction at the rate of 3 per round. Okay. Solid Fog. When this spell is cast, the illusionist creates an area of fog similar to the effect of a wall of fog spell. However, while these rolling, billowing vapors conform to a wall of fog in most respects, only very strong wind can move them. Okay. Vacancy. When a vacancy spell is cast, the illusionist causes an area to appear to be vacant, neglected, and unused. I don't know what I expected. 5th level spell. Advanced Illusion, Dream, Magic Mirror, which is its spells. Again, this spell is virtually the same as the 4th level magic user spell, the same name. Tempest Fugit. This powerful illusion affects the minds and bodies of all those within the area of effect. The spell causes those affected to perceive the passage of time in a much faster manner. Okay. And we got still time. 6th level spells, Death Fog. The casting of Death Fog spell creates an area of solid fog which has the additional property of being highly acidic. Okay. Mislead Phantasmagoria. Isn't that a game? I think. By means of the spell, the illusionist prepares a special form of Spectral Forces spell, which is triggered by some special action. The Phantasmagoria typically includes a full visual, audible, olfactory, and touch illusion, which invokes falling, sliding, or moving rapidly. Okay. Mirage Arcane. The rumor of this spell is similar to that of the Vacancy spell, only it is more powerful and elaborate. So, which one is Vacancy? Oh, it's the one that makes it look like it's been vacant. Shadow Walk. In order to effectuate a Shadow Walk spell, the illusionist must be in the area of heavy shadows. The caster and any creature he or she touches will then be transported to the edge of the prime material plane, where it borders the plane of shadow. That's kind of cool. Weird. No, not that. That's kind of cool, though. Oh, look at that. Dungeon Master section. So we're done. We're done with spells. Cool. I'll read a little bit into the Dungeon Master section. We don't need no table of contents. We're going to read through this whole thing. Oh my. Creating the playing character. Character abilities. Character class. Well, look. Generation of ability scores. This method can only be used to create human player characters. Oh, great. It gives the player an opportunity to generate a character of a desired class, subject to the DM's approval, and be assured that the ability scores for the character will meet the minimum requirements for the class in question. And then the classes we have listed are Cavalier, Paladin, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Barbarian, Ranger, Magic User, Illusionist, Thief, Assassin, and Monk. And then we have the scores required. Number of dice rolled 4. Starting hit points. No matter what other abilities and characteristics a player character may possess, survival through first level will be difficult if the character is saddled with a low initial roll for hit points. Accordingly, a minimum has been established for starting hit points for player characters. If the initial roll of the dice for rangers and monks is lower than the number given below, then the character is granted the number of the hit points to begin his or her adventure career. So basically, if you roll really crappy, you can be like, I'll just defer, and if I'm a Cavalier, I get 6. Barbarian, I get 7. Monk, I get 5 HP starting, rather than having, for all I know, 2 or 3, really low. What? Character abilities explanation. I notice this. It says calm, C-O-M, and I'm like, what stat is that? And here we go. Explanation of abilities. Comeliness. This character attribute is fully described on pages 6 and 7 of this volume. This ability, while it might be more properly be called a characteristic, does have effects in game terms upon those viewing or reacting to the character. As shown above, human player characters created for a certain class have a better chance to be gifted with above average comeliness, or more accurately, it may be assumed that the certain classes are more of an attraction for relatively beautiful, handsome characters. So it's appearance. Okay. Character classes. Followers for upper level player characters. Cavaliers. Cavaliers have special requirements on the types of followers, henchmen, and retainers they may have. And then it goes into detail. Then we got henchmen. Oh my goodness, so much. Come on. Oh my goodness, it's just walls of text. But henchman, description of, here we go. Armor class, and weapons. Types of armor and encumbrance expanded. Bronze plate mail, elfin chain. Well, let's read it. Bronze plate mail is an earlier, cheaper version of plate mail and consists of thick bronze plates worn over leather or padded armor. Because it does not use iron-based metal, this armor is immune to the effects of rust monster attacks and similar perils. That's kind of cool. Elfin chainmail is an extremely rare form of armor made only by the elven peoples, who guard the secrets of its manufacture from adventurers, even those of their own race. It appears as a very light form of chainmail and may be worn by thieves, although it may somewhat impair their abilities. Okay. Field plate armor consists of light interlocked plates covering the entire body and includes full visored helm, gauntlets, and armored boots. Full plate consists of perfectly forged interlocking plates backed with chain covering the entire body and includes an ornate visored helm, gauntlets, and armored footgear. Do we have more? I think I'll read this last one. Shield buckler is a form of a small shield that protects the user against but one opponent of the user's choice during any melee rounds in which the shield is employed. It is small and easily carried and may be strapped to the arm, making it able to be used by crossbowmen and slingers. Okay. Well, that's where we'll call it for this one. We got a little bit left, probably maybe an episode or two. But if you enjoyed this, consider leaving a like, maybe subscribe, and I may not reply to the comments, but I do read them all. So thanks for watching.